What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite pond, the Coy Pond, episode 99. How about them apples? As always, I'm joined by my favorite, he's my favorite co-host, K-Dog. And as always, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and never, ever, ever forget to leave your question on SpeakPipe. Some people might feel like we've neglected that, but I'm still waiting for some good questions, so back at you. And don't forget, Christmas is around the corner.
Yes.
SpeakPipe merch, get it now. There's plenty of it to go around. A little bit of everything, anything you've ever wanted, it's all there for a price.
Yes.
For a price. This shit ain't free. This is free, actually. The podcast itself.
That's right.
Go at your own risk, of course. And
entirely,
as per normal, episode 99. Before we circle back,
how about that?
How about them apples?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Cowboys player?
There's not too much to choose from here.
There is one great 99 I can think of off the top of my head in general.
Yeah.
Across all teams.
I would say J.J. Watt.
J.J. Watt.
Gotta be.
That just makes life easy. Guy was a legend for the Texans. It's really a shame he never got deep. They got, one deep run with Deshaun Watson in the playoffs?
I think so, yeah.
And that got torched by Patrick Mahomes. And they had that first week 1 game. But never really made it to a Super Bowl. I think he finished his career with the Cardinals and then teased the Steelers at one point and the Bengals if something happened. Very unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of him. I think he's hilarious on the sports talk shows and stuff of that nature.
Yeah, gotta be.
But 99 for me, then I would have to say Joey Bosa.
There you go.
I already used him for 97, but it works for both. He did both. And
he wore both, eh?
yes, with the Chargers. I think he got 99 and then he switched to 97 or vice versa. I can't quite remember, but nevertheless.
Yeah.
On to
the
5
show, yeah.
Let's not dilly-dally. That's why you people are here.
We love it.
Thursday night football. 49ers at Rams. Over under 45.5. And right now, the spread is 7.5. Or, well, it's 7. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
7 is real time because Brock Purdy just got announced that he's out for the game. And the line moved from 5.5 to 7. Now.
Not shocking?
Yes. I was thrilled to hear this because I've already placed a couple parlays and a couple bets on this game. Rams minus 5.5 being my play, which, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to go 6.5 to 7, but once I saw it was 5.5 before the news, I'll take that.
Yep.
I think the Rams right now are playing a little bit better. Obviously, 49ers, a bit hurt offensively.
Yeah.
It feels like they're having a hard time to get anything going, Mac Jones or Brock Purdy. It's about Christian McCaffrey or nothing else that you've got. I think Pearsall is still questionable. He'll probably play. I don't think I heard anything saying he was definitely out. But that Rams team has been playing phenomenal. Just got done beating the Colts.
Yeah.
They completely blew it to the Eagles. But, they're playing 2 good teams out of the gate, like in the Colts and Eagles.
Yeah.
And now you're taking on the 49ers.
Yeah. I mean, and again, Jordan Davis for the Eagles blew up the Rams,
Yes.
So outside of a few big moments like that, they've been pretty damn good, the Rams have.
They have, and Stafford's played amazing. Puka Nacua, crazy amount of yards. Devontae Adams, red zone targets.
Yeah. Williams running the ball like crazy.
You got Blake Corum to pick it up at worst case. I'm not usually want to be low on the 49ers, but right now it just feels weird, especially after that loss to the Jaguars last week.
Yeah.
I think I ended up losing that by like a point or two maybe. I don't have a good read on the 49ers. I feel like the Rams are doing a lot better currently. Yeah. If you didn't take the 5.5 with the Rams, I would consider maybe the 6.5. I got the 5.5 because I hate the idea of losing to 2 field goals, essentially, which is also always a possibility. One parlay to think about this weekend. Take the Rams money line.
Okay.
Take Puka 90 yards. And then mix in like a Stafford to get over 220. I think he's at 230 as his over-under right now. Oh, wait, no. Scratch that. Not Stafford's yards. I'm so sorry. Take Christian McCaffrey over his receptions.
Okay.
He's been doing phenomenally receiving-wise the last few weeks. He's averaging about 8 receptions per game. Given they might be boosted up, but if you can get receptions in a primetime game at like 6 for Christian McCaffrey, you got like a nice plus maybe 190, 210 parlay right there alone.
Oh, nice.
So I'll place that parlay. I've placed that parlay. I'll throw it up here, but essentially the money line is just a juice for the parlay. Yeah. Puka's averaged at least 90 yards in most of his games, and when he stinks hard. I think he's been hurt in a couple of those where he's missed that line. And then on top of it, Christian McCaffrey, I mean, that's all they've got.
Yeah.
If they're going to come close, it's going to be with him.
Dump the ball.
I completely agree. And another thing to look forward to, Devontae Adams. The amount of red zone targets he's getting this year so far through the first 4 weeks, you got to take him at plus money to be an anytime touchdown scorer. Sprinkle half a unit. Nothing crazy. You get something to look forward to. And you know what? Stafford's playing out of his mind right now. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Just my picks. But, of course, we always have our Coy Pond pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've had better years.
Yes, we have.
Better
1
years.
and 3?
1 and 3 is where we're at right now. We've been killed by the hook the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's been close.
Do we think
45.5.
Yeah, what are we thinking about that?
I think there's potential the 49ers are running the ball a lot.
Yeah.
I think there's potential the Rams will be running the ball a lot while they're up.
And Jared Verse, again, last week had some key plays against the Colts. That guy is everywhere. I'm kind of leaning under.
I am too.
I think this is going to be a conservative script for both.
I agree.
Mainly because the Niners have to keep it conservative.
They have no choice.
So if that's the case and the Rams defense keeps it close, the Rams offense really doesn't have to take a lot of risk.
And Stafford getting older, they won't, unless it's Puka that's demanding yards.
Yeah.
I really like the under 45.5 here.
Yeah, me too. And I don't think it's going to be close, honestly.
I don't think so either.
I think the Rams right now are just playing at a different level. It could be 20-10 or something like that. But yeah,
it's a different level of injuries for the 49ers too.
It is.
I mean, they have their own team to figure out right now.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
And the Rams are humming.
They're humming. Not the way the 49ers probably planned on starting.
Yep.
However, with no more said, Coy Pond pick. We're going to get it back to 500, under 45.5 points.
There we go.
And I can live with that.
Yep. Perfect.
And you know what? We'll come back next week and see how that... See where we're at.
That's right. See if we've improved.
Obviously, if you guys hung on this video so far, we have realized once again, I think we do this every year, that by the time this video comes out, most of you are probably looking more for picks than you are for what happened in the past week as it is Thursday morning.
Yeah, nobody wants to recap on Thursdays, right?
And, hey, leave a comment if you agree.
Yeah.
I just want to confirm that we can make this a 20-minute video,
right.
Get all of our thoughts out, feel like we spoke our word into the existence, and still, keep it only to picks, because that's probably all you care about.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Just wanted to throw that out there. Vikings at Browns. The
Yeah.
London game, and baby, Joe Flacco is dead once more. R.I.P. You did your job, good man. And Dylan Gabriel will start his first game in London against the Vikings.
Oh boy, right?
Todd Bowles, right? Did I finally get that, or was it Brian Flores?
Brian Flores.
God,
yep.
That's bad.
Okay.
That's bad that I get those two mixed up. But Brian Flores against a rookie quarterback in London with a time change after they've been there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I have a sense. I feel like this is no sharp play, but yet maybe intuition.
Right. If you could get the Vikings defense, if you're playing fantasy out there,
You probably should.
I would do that. Like you said, sounds like it's going to be Dylan Gabriel to start.
Believe so.
And the Browns defense is going to do everything they can.
I think I saw Myles Garrett was questionable.
Was he? Oh boy.
I don't know the legitimate. I'm going to look into it, but I think I saw that flash across my desk. I still think Cleveland's defense will handle the Vikings. This over-under being 35.5.
That's really low.
I mean, no one should wake up for this game. Sleep in
until
until
that's
1
right.
o'clock.
Yeah. Or at least have some fish and chips, and
my
do something more enjoyable.
Get some pints.
Celebrate London. Yeah, that's right. But, yeah, it's Brian Flores, you said it, is going to be licking his chops to go after that quarterback. Yeah. And after what he did, was it last week to Caleb Williams?
Yes.
Caleb Williams was sucking on picking on blitzers.
Oh, wait, that was the Raiders.
Was it the Raiders?
Yeah, they played. Oh, my God, who were the Browns last week? The Browns were Bills or Lions, maybe?
Okay.
Lions. It was Lions versus Browns.
Got you. Okay. But, yeah, nonetheless, Brian Flores is going to have a big game.
Yes, and the Vikings I think it didn't come until the fourth quarter with some offense last week.
Right.
Against the Steelers. So, honestly, going into this game, I think the Vikings can just put enough to win this game.
Yeah.
I would definitely like the -3 or -2.5 over 3.5 if you're going to play Minnesota. Regardless, I would not touch the over-under.
No.
I don't know what you're getting in this game.
That's a mess.
I feel like the Vikings just went X the 2.5, take the money line. Just keep yourself safe. Raiders at Colts. Colts favored by 6.5, over-under 47.5. Listen, I don't know who watched that Bears-Raiders game last week. But boy, oh boy, did that stink.
Yeah.
That was one of the 4 o'clock games that I did. I wish I could have a spoon gouged my eyes out. All right, Colts, Rams, cinema.
Yeah,
Then
right.
there's Raiders, Bears, and Geno Smith is just throwing interception after interception.
Colts defense is actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and the only reason the Colts lost to the Rams was because Adonai Mitchell gave up 14 points.
Unbelievable. Oh, yeah.
He'll figure it out. He had a great game.
Yeah.
But he also had those 2 moments.
Yeah. The one was a fumble going into the end zone that was a touchback. What was the other one?
He had a holding call on a Jonathan Taylor
Yes,
touchdown run.
that's right.
And that was, again, he'll figure it out. But, the fact that they only lost by 3 after both those plays, that sucks for them. But I love Indianapolis minus 6.5 here.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced. Okay, here's Ashton
Genty. Yeah.
He figured out Michael Myers' stance.
He did.
That's hilarious that they didn't let him do it the first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And since then, he's been a crazy beast.
But what the hell?
I
mean, is it just psychological? What the hell?
It has to be. It has to be. He feels like he can see the field more.
Yeah.
Or maybe
I
he's
saw
used
that,
to it
and I'm
more.
just like, what in the world?
It makes no damn sense. I'm happy he's figured it out for his own sake.
Yeah, he was great on my fantasy bench, putting up 33 points. Yeah, that really sucked.
Yeah,
because he'd been ass, so it was finally time to move on. And I should know by now. That's when they have their coming out party. This won't be close.
You think Indianapolis kills them?
Yeah, I think it's a heavy with the Colts. I think it's like a 27-14 kind of game or something like that.
The over-under, I don't know. I'll probably stay away from that. I could see this going over potentially. But
I could, but it's right there.
It's at home for the Colts, so I think they could shut down the Raiders.
Yeah.
Or at least hold Ashton Genty to only 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, you could get a 24-0 kind of game. And I would stay away from the over-under too.
I like the Colts. Giants at Saints. Cheeky. Okay.
What do you think?
Fun and frisky here. Fuck Jackson Dart, first off. Let me get that off my chest. Chargers, same old Chargers. Joe Alt going down's ruined my life, along with Rashawn Slater. I hated every second of that game. They only won because Herbert almost threw 2 pick sixes.
Right.
I think it was that cross-country flight that did it. Yep. A couple less mistakes, they might win that game still. Yeah. But Malik Neighbors is no longer playing this season. We don't love to see that. We don't love to see that. Nevertheless, Giants going into this game were favored at one point.
Yep.
Saints are now favored by 1.5. I think it's hard to say Jackson Dart had a good enough game to make him a favorite on the road against a fun and frisky Saints team that has been alive at home, but also has gotten throat fucked by the Seahawks, I believe.
Yeah.
I personally love the Saints here. I think you're getting them at home in the Superdome. Those Saints fans are always rowdy, even when they suck. And frankly, I'm not convinced with the Giants just yet when the Saints have just as good of a defense to bad offense as the Giants do.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think Spencer Rattler here gets Jackson Dart's number, and I think he actually has a pretty good game. I think Alvin Kamara has maybe his best game of the season so far. And I think the Saints are at home. They played those first 2 games close.
Yep.
Then got blown out.
At Seattle, too, though,
yeah.
I think.
So I think now they're home. I think they come back and play a good week.
That's what I'm kind of
I think they beat the Giants. The Giants...
It's just, you haven't seen enough.
Yeah, and the Giants are likely to have a letdown after a big game like that. And all the injuries. Yeah. How are they gonna survive that?
Exactly. And not gonna Malik Neighbors, Tracy, you can't avoid that stuff.
No.
And I won't lie, I'm gonna be a Jackson hater now for probably the rest of my life. So don't expect me to ever say anything fun against him.
Yeah.
Good for him again, because that's just never gonna happen. Cowboys at Jets. Dallas favored by 2.5. Over under respectfully 47.5.
Yeah. Gonna be a lot of scoring in this game.
Yeah.
It just is what Dallas does.
Yep.
Dallas is the first team in the history of the NFL to score 40 points, have no turnovers, and not win a game.
Yep.
So, not to mention,
crazy.
40-40 was the second highest total points in a tie game in the history of the NFL.
43 in like 1967, I think. It was like Raiders and Giants or some shit.
And it was the Cowboys' first tie on the season since November of 1969.
Wow, first tie in the regular season?
Yeah.
They
haven't had a tie since November of 1969. I was a month and a half old.
It was like 60 years, almost 60 years?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Hey. Math is hard.
Hey, watch it there, private dick. But yes.
These teams, 31st and 28th for worst defense for points per game. I'm going to say something here. I might take the over 47.5.
I would do it big time. And the way the Cowboys are going, this will probably be a tie game. If they beat in overtime the Giants, who at the time were a mess.
Yes.
And made Russell Wilson look like
500 yards or whatever that was.
Yeah, whoever Dan Fouts in the 80s.
Yeah.
And then made Caleb Williams look like Dan Fouts in the 80s. Well, step up, Justin Fields. This is your game, baby.
Justin Fields might have 150 yards rushing, 250 yards passing.
I think he's going to. He is going to get 3. Here's what I would do. Here's a bet I'm going to make. I'm going to place a bet that Justin Fields has 300 plus yards passing.
Okay.
Because the Cowboys are making everybody look like an all-star. And so their run defense actually is better.
Right, it is.
And Kenny Clark that they got in the trade from the Packers, has been a difference maker.
It has been. But people just mean they're downfield farther. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
And imagine that, though. So they lose CeeDee Lamb. They still score 40 points. They actually look better.
Pickens did just fine.
And Tolbert has some great plays, too.
Turpin was open downfield a couple times.
And they don't have Micah Parsons. So in a game like that, they tied.
Yeah.
So
and it's even more funny that ended the only way that Micah Parsons is the only loser of that game.
I don't think he was happy about that at all.
He looked mad in that
He looked pissed at the end.
And I think it's because neither quarterback lost.
Yeah.
CD didn't play, so he couldn't, lock him down. He got one technical sack on Micah. It technically was.
On Dak, yeah.
And they scored 80 combined points.
80 combined points.
Micah Parsons, the biggest loser of that game.
The biggest loser. And for the Cowboys, it's like, well, we'd have given up 40 points if he was here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
And Jerry's not wrong about that. So if I was a betting man, Jets are at home.
Jets are at home.
But I do think Dallas wins this in a
close one.
In a close one. I think we're looking at another, 30, 38, 35 Cowboys.
Now, here's what I will say. The Jets last weekend, or Monday, in one of those shit Monday night games, what they did look like, even though they lost, was undisciplined.
Yes.
That will be a difference in this game where I think the Cowboys won't have nearly as many of those damn penalties that the Jets just couldn't get away from. Sauce Gardner holding on all of these calls, just dumb stuff. Dumb stuff.
Yeah, it's for sure. So it's going to be a barn burner for sure.
Amen. All right, so now we go down to Broncos at Eagles. Eagles favored 4.5, over under 43.5.
Yep.
I'm not going to lie. I really like Eagles minus 4.5. I think they could win this by a touchdown. I would say potentially alt this to 2.5 to play the safe game with a good value. But the Broncos just got done doing all right against the Bengals at home. And it felt like once they got that lead, obviously, the game turns differently. You don't want to run up the score 100-0 unless you're Dan Campbell. But there were moments in that game where the Broncos could have scored 3 more touchdowns.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it. I don't know if that's a fair thing to say in a game like that where the Bengals are already decimated. We'll get to them shortly. But the Eagles just feels like they're rolling on all cylinders. I mean, they just got done beating the Buccaneers, who have historically been that speed bump for them in the season. They haven't hit that yet, so maybe it's the Broncos this week. But I really like the Eagles at home. I feel like it'll be an away game that they hit that speed bump in.
Yeah, I think the Broncos. It took a few weeks for Bo Nix to tune up.
Yeah.
I think they're figuring out the running game.
Yes.
Dobbins had 100 yards.
Yeah.
They're figuring out the passing game. Sutton had I think it was Cameron Sutton.
Mims Jr. Sutton.
Mims did all right, but I think Sutton had a big game.
Yeah.
And I see the Broncos winning this probably by a point.
Oh, you think the Broncos win?
Yeah, I think they're kind of at the point now where they're ready for an upset. I think the Eagles got past their Buccaneers game, and I think they
let their guard down.
Yep, let their guard down. The Broncos' defense is coming up. Bo Nix is coming up, and I think the Eagles haven't quite. And Monty and I talked about this during my workout yesterday. Haven't really tapped in. Saquon hasn't had 100 yards. He hasn't had a big game yet. A.J. Brown maybe one good game.
Okay. Yeah, A.J. Brown cryptic tweets. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah, you stop Jalen Hurts and Dallas Goedert, and the way they've been playing, unless Jordan Davis blocks and runs back an extra point or a field goal, which is possible.
Now, my only argument would be, with the way the Bengals have been playing, I think the Broncos just played one of the softest teams, and the fact they didn't win by 50 was a bit embarrassing.
Yeah.
Could be 2 very different points. Who knows? I think you're going to get one of the 2 of those, and we'll represent both on the podcast. Why not?
Yeah.
The Eagles are a very polarizing team. They ran a variant of the fucking tush push
for a fake.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be allowed to do that.
I love that they ran a fake tush push.
I hate that they've already evolutionized
Yeah, because that's the beauty. That is Nick Sirianni saying "fuck you" to the league.
Well, that's because now you already talk about all these formations in football. That's gonna end up being a formation in football and cement his name in history.
Yep, that's right.
Everyone will know Sirianni.
Yep.
That goofball. All
All right.
Dolphins at Panthers. Miami's favored by 1.5. Over under 44.5. Tyreek Hill is gone.
Yep.
Anybody who saw that video knows that it's been announced he's gone. No Tyreek, but they do have Waddle.
Yep, they have Waller, the tight end now.
Mm-hmm. They have Waller, who I guess is back to being amazing.
Yep,
a chain.
And the Panthers are the Panthers.
They are. And it feels like this is the week they come out and throat stomp the Dolphins to me.
Yeah.
I don't like Miami after losing Tyreek. They already didn't use him much, but that was their, I think, leading receiver in that game against the Jets at home. This is, of course, I'm pretty sure this is a 1 o'clock game.
Yeah,
I think the Panthers come out here at home, and they just win this for no reason. I'm not convinced the Dolphins are any better than they were after beating the Jets, who have been kind of hopeless for a little bit.
Yeah, I think the Jets, the Panthers are very similar teams. Yep. Both have a guy that runs a bit.
Yep.
I think the Dolphins found their defense.
Okay.
Just enough against not a really good team.
Yeah.
Here we are with the Panthers again, not a really good team. I think the Panthers' win over Atlanta a few weeks ago was more about Atlanta sucking.
Fair enough.
And I do think the Dolphins' offense has enough there to score a few touchdowns. I think they get some help from Bryce Young in this one with 2 defensive touchdowns for the Dolphins.
Good Lord. Okay. All right. Fair enough. I won't argue. To each their own. Texans at Ravens. Lamar Jackson possibly not playing after last week. I'm not convinced that was a real hamstring injury. I think that was a good way not to
get him out of the game.
Get him out of the game, but also the fact was, if he doesn't play in this game, then he probably does have a hamstring injury.
But what are they doing losing to the Chiefs like that?
I think the Ravens' defense is bad. It is certified bad. They have the worst defense in points per game. Worst defense. Yeah, it's just a bad defense. It's terrible.
The Texans suck too.
They do. The Texans suck. They're coming off a huge win against whoever they played. I can't remember. They played someone. They won 30-0, something like that. Was the Panthers? No, it was
the Texans. Was
Titans.
The Saints? Titans. Titans are really bad.
Yeah, Titans are really bad. They just beat a really bad team. That O-line is still bad, but now you're playing a really bad defense again.
Yeah.
And this one's outside at Baltimore.
Yeah.
I really think the Ravens should win this, but I'm going to go with the Texans.
Okay.
I know that doesn't make any sense, but Lamar Jackson being gone, and I can't remember, it's not Milton anymore. Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush,
if
that's
Lamar's
why.
Out.
Yep. I'm thinking of when a couple years ago when the Cowboys played Cincinnati.
Yep.
Cooper Rush was a quarterback, and I think they won 20-17.
Yep.
I think this is a similar kind of game as that.
Okay. And I don't hate that. I'm going back and forth. I don't know what I think. I want to believe the Texans can win this, but I know deep down Cooper Rush could do what Jake Browning did last year and himself the same last year and win games. Yeah, maybe. It makes more sense for the Ravens. They're getting points. This team isn't that bad. But Derrick Henry's healthy too, right?
Derrick Henry's healthy.
He's just having an off
He's just
couple
having
weeks.
trouble, yeah. They're having trouble running the ball. He's had as many yards in the last games as he had in one game for the first game. If you took the last 3 games and combined them, he has less yardage than he had in the first game itself.
That's bad. Man, you know what? Never mind. I'm putting up a no bet. I could see this going anyway.
Yeah.
Potentially take the over, but again, that Texans defense is actually good, unlike the Ravens. I'm at a loss. I don't know what these two teams are doing. I'm not putting it out there.
Yeah, I think Cooper finds a way.
I could see it. I could see it so easily. Titans at Cardinals. Arizona minus 8.5, 41.5 over under.
Titans are really bad. They're probably the worst team.
Yeah. I think they're certified because at least Cleveland has a defense.
Yep.
I would say both sides of this ball are broken.
Mm-hmm.
There's no real takeaways right now that are good.
No.
It doesn't help when Cam Ward comes out after the game and going, if we're keeping it a buck, we ass. That's a terrible look in the post game, but also, hey, he's just keeping a buck.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. I have to assume Cardinals win this by 8.5.
Me too. I think it's a low scoring game, I think.
It's like
but
a
it's not close.
17-0.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to be something stupid.
Titans maybe a field goal, maybe 2, maybe done. I agree.
Maybe a Tony Pollard jump change touchdown.
Maybe.
Who knows? Buccaneers at Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 3, over under 44.5. this is a juicy game. I like this game a lot. You're looking at a Seahawks defense that's been a little hurt. Buccaneers without Bucky Irving, but they still have Rachaad White, who's been averaging more yards than Bucky Irving.
That's right.
Should be a huge deal, but the Seahawks almost blew that Thursday night game to the Cardinals last week.
Yeah.
I mean, that came down to kind of the last drive, I believe. You know, I like the Seahawks here at home. That's literally across the country.
Right.
But I think the Buccaneers are gonna. But Baker will rise to the occasion. I think the Buccaneers are ready to punch the Seahawks in the mouth after playing the Eagles so well last week.
Gotcha.
I want to take the Seahawks.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take the dog. I'm gonna take Buccaneers +3.
I think Sam Darnold has a great game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Buccaneers, after last week beating the Eagles, or losing to the Eagles, I think they continue a slide here.
Okay.
And I think the Seahawks at home are awful tough, especially when you're going East Coast to West Coast.
Yeah, that travel, it worries me.
Yeah.
But maybe with it being a 1 o'clock game, it'll be a little bit less of a problem. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, Lions at Bengals. Lions win this game by 25, probably. The Bengals have lost all hope. I will not. Joe Burrow getting hurt destroyed the season.
It did.
They need to feed that O-line immediately.
They're working on a trade maybe for Jameis Winston.
We'll see.
Or somebody. We'll see.
At this point, you've already lost the 2 games the way you have. Burrow's out for a few months. You'd have to make a push for it, so it'd have to be now or never. And again, maybe you let Browning play through this Lions game and wait for an easier week to bring someone in. But Browning has not looked like what he did when Burrow went out the first time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not convinced you're going to be able to do much. With it being at Cincinnati this week, I think the Lions maybe don't put up 50.
Mm-hmm.
But this could be a very easy 31-10 game.
I agree with you. They don't put up 50, they put up 48.
Yeah.
So I think it's 48-3, 48-6, 48-9. But you said it right here. Lions should rail.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cincy.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Star quarterback goes down. That's just how it goes.
Yep.
Commanders at Chargers. Chargers favored by 2.5, over under 48.5. 2 teams troubled by injury that both made the playoffs last year. A great 4 o'clock matchup. It's at Los Angeles. I'm going to give the Chargers that 2.5 point spread. I'm going to take that just a little bit. Well, even though Joe Alt is out this week and Rashawn Slater won't be back and that O-line is decimated, Omarion Hampton has found himself with the Najee Harris injury.
Yep.
Yeah, he was like 12 rushes for 128 yards last week. Mm-hmm. I don't know how they didn't use him more. I think it's because they had to play from behind. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But the fact that Hampton's got that in him nonetheless against a great Giants defensive line makes me feel better about their run game.
Yeah.
All right. These linebackers on the Commanders haven't been playing amazing, and I think Herbert will still be able to get the job done in the air.
Yeah.
With missing your top 2 offensive linemen. I think they can do it. Harbaugh is 16-8 following a loss in the NFL. I'm kind of confident in the fact the Chargers should be able to take at least a win game here. Commanders' third road game in 4 weeks as well.
Yeah, you know, the Commanders last week struggled with Bijan Robinson and the Falcons. You never know what you're going to get with Atlanta.
No.
But Commanders are playing without Jaden Daniels.
Yes.
That's a big one. And he is going to play in this game, it looks like.
Yeah, and I think Terry McLaurin as well.
I don't know about Terry yet, but I'm assuming he is.
Yeah.
But I think the Chargers, bounced back from last week. I think the Commanders, it's a close game. I think it's like 27-23.
Okay.
But I think Jaden Daniels coming back is going to take a week for him to get back in the saddle.
Yep.
Otherwise, I would probably be taking the Redskins Commanders.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
But I think in this case, Chargers have enough to get it done.
And I think all that road time you spend in 3 weeks is crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty nice there. Patriots at Bills. I think this could be a fun game. I think the Patriots could also be fun and frisky in this game. Spread's 8.5, over-under is 50.5. I believe this is the primetime game Sunday night. Excuse me. I think Patriots could do it. I think the Bills just way too dominant. It's at home.
Yeah.
Drake May had a great performance against the Panthers last week, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Yep. He did.
I think this will be a fall from grace a little bit.
Yeah.
Ed Oliver, Milan, or whatever his name is, on the Bills might still be out, but that just means more scoring.
Yeah. Yeah, the Patriots play a good game here. Probably Bills 30-20, something like that.
Yeah.
And losing by 10 is actually a pretty good game for Drake May and the Patriots. So with the way the Bills have been handling everybody, I'd say that's that's a respectable loss if there can be one.
Yes, I agree. And honestly, if you feel like you have a good hunch about the Patriots, I'd hold that to plus 10.5.
Yeah.
I don't see them losing by more than 10 in this game, and I think the Bills are due at some point here to just lose a game that they should handle decisively. I mean, that Saints-Bills game last week was not, for the first 3 quarters, a walk in the park.
No.
But they did handle it, but it came at the expense of some, who was it on the Saints that threw the pass to Rattler that was intercepted? That kind of changed the momentum of the game, and I honestly, Saints get a touchdown there, this game goes a lot differently.
Oh, yeah.
Or that game goes a lot differently. Monday night game, Chiefs and Jaguars. Chiefs favored by 3 on the road, over under 46.5.
Yeah.
That feels like too much.
Yeah.
I'll take Jaguars plus 3.5 easily. I think the Chiefs just got done beating up one of the most overrated teams in the NFL in the Ravens currently. Currently. They'll find themselves. But now they're going down to Duval. And I think, honest to God, with how the Jaguars defense has been playing, they might be able to just get some stops. Rashee Rice is not back yet.
No.
Xavier Worthy playing great. Travis Kelce finding his footing. I think that Jaguars defense can hold I think they can hold down the Chiefs. Coming off of a great win against the 49ers.
Yeah.
I just have a hunch the Jaguars can do enough in primetime to keep this game close and win. I'm trying to think if there's any history between these two quarterbacks. I think they might have had a playoff game a couple years ago, but other than that,
so.
I think the Jaguars can do enough here.
Yeah, I think the Jaguars pull it off. I think Jaguars win 24-21. Yeah, and I just think right now they're kind of finding their footing, finding their game. Chiefs, beat up, like you said, a bad Ravens defense. Lost Lamar Jackson. I'm not sure where that happened in the game.
Yeah.
Like you said, it was probably out of hand at that point. But I think we're going to find out that the Chiefs are really inconsistent.
I can see that.
And we're going to, one week we're going to say, there's a Super Bowl team. Oh, no, the Chiefs are back in trouble again. So, and they're what, 1-3?
They should, I think they're 2-3 now.
2-3.
Oh, wait, no. 1-2.
1-2.
2-2.
2-2. That sounds right.
The Ravens are 1-3 now.
All right. So, yeah, I think Jaguars win 24-21.
Yeah, I like it. Apparently, Liam Cohen and Salah getting into the argument at the end of that game.
Yeah, what was that about?
Apparently, it was about the defense that Liam Cohen's been running has been legal sign stealing.
Oh.
Using AI or something like that. I don't know if that's legit. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
But if that is legit, then I love the Jaguars in this at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I need to look back at it. The broadcast cut off soon, but then someone kept the video recording of them yelling at each other. I think Liam Cohen was like, "Keep my name out your mouth," and Salah was like, "Congratulations." Like, just crazy shit. I don't know what's up with Liam Cohen.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence just needs to show up for this game. There's been moments where him and Brian Thomas have not shown up together, and that's the Bengals game.
Yep.
And then moments they show up together, and you get, I think, last week's game or the week 1 where they killed the Panthers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Brian Thomas has been on and off. And more off than on.
Yes, but ETN, big fan of his work so far this season. He's looked good.
He had a great touchdown run in that game.
He did.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. That's our picks for week 5.
Week 5?
Week 5? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Rams are going to murder the 49ers, and I'm excited for that game. Hope y'all are too, and we'll see you next week on the Coy Pond. Goodbye.